Welcome again, rum lovers. Jame here from Set Rum with another rum review. Today we're gonna be drinking the Ron del Barrilito. So it's a little barrel. My Spanish really sucks. And this was a part of the Florida Rum Society's virtual rum tasting. So I had the pleasure of tasting these. We had the pleasure of going through the whole history of the company with the owners, with the blenders and all of that. This is a rum company out of Puerto Rico. They started back in 1784. Well, at least the land was gifted to them in 1784. And then one of the proprietors, Pedro Fernandez, he came back from France. There he learned how to craft spirits. And then in 1880, he began bottling, well, not bottling, but he started serving his liquors. And everyone would ask for the little barrel, because he had a secret stash of the little barrel. And that became the 3-star, which is this one right here. And over time, they expanded. They got the 2-star, they got the 4-star, and finally now they got the 5-star. Now this one, there's a story behind it. All right, so today, I'm gonna go through some of the tasting notes with you. I'm gonna give you a little bit more of the background as well. One of the things about this company is that what they do is all blending, right? So all the rums are a blend, and they blend it to get the specific ages. For instance, there's certain rums here that is like, I think this is 3 to 5, and then the other one is 6 to 10. This one is aged up to 20, and then this one is aged up to 35 years. So what they said, speaking with the distiller, they don't do a Solera style, but what they do is a blending style. So they choose rums from different ages to get the specific taste, to get the specific color, and get the specific outcome that they want in all their rums. So it's not like they got a little bit on top and they kind of trickle down until you get most of the bottom being the youngest rum, but what they do is more of getting the right blend and the right flavors in which they want. So no, they don't. What they really stress throughout the rum tasting is that they don't stress on getting the same exact numbers that they did for each batch. What they stress on is getting the same color, getting the same flavor, right? So we're gonna do some pourings and we're gonna go through this. One of the things about this company also is that they do not add sugar, and all these rums are aged in ex-sherry casks. Another thing that they do is that they macerate each of the rums with fruit. So there's different fruits that they use to macerate the rums in the pure form, and then they go into the aging, right? So they have their own fruits that they use. They didn't really specify which ones that they use. I think they said some was a cherry, and then they age it in sherry, and that's kind of how their process works. So this is more of the mixing rum. Smell the alcohol, you smell a bit of the sherry. Got some sweet fruits. Really delicious nose. Taste burning. Get a bit of that. The wood. It's a bit woody. A bit oaky. Pretty light. Pretty quick finish. Now the 3-star. A bit smoother, a bit silky on the nose. Slightly more woody, a little bit more woody taste. It's dry as well. And the flavor, you can see some legs developing on this one. So this one definitely has a bit more age. And again, first one I think was 2 to 5 years, and this one was 6 to 10. Very nice, very, very light. And this 3-star is the standard. This is the one that was first introduced by the founder. And very delicious rum. And almost like a slightly wineish taste on it. It's a good rum. And then go to the 4-star, which is aged up to 20 years. So all these rums are pretty much the same base, right? But the aging in the barrel, the time spent in the barrel is what's different, and that's what's bringing out the different flavors. So from the 2 to the 3, it's a bit more woody. The flavors lasted a bit longer. The fruity nose got a bit more strength, a bit more pungent. Right, so now we're on to the 4. Funny enough, the wood is less on the nose than the 3, and it's a lot more fruity, a lot richer nose, I would say. I don't know, this one smells a lot more, almost like cake, like a fruit cake. It's really good. A lot more complex flavor. You can taste the wood a little bit on the back end, but get a bit more prune flavor. Like at first I thought I was tasting more cherries, but by the 4th one it got a bit more pruny. And a lot of legs. Again, they don't add any sugar or anything to this, so it's not a very sweet rum, but it is a very delicious tasting rum. And it honestly is just a development of flavors to me. This one might be a bit more tobacco-y, I guess. And finally, 5th rum. So the 5th rum was aged up to 35 years. The minimum is 10, right, that they would ever put in there. But again, it's not about the Max Min Solera style. It's a blending style. It's, hey, they want to taste, they want a profile. And these, the full-size bottles, they come in handmade cases. And I was shocked to know that this is actually $750 a bottle. So this company, and it's only sold at the distillery itself. This company is really doing something special here. And they really give you a great presentation. You definitely should look them up. Let me try again. It's like a perfect balance of wood and fruit. I thought I'd get more fruit because I did get a lot of fruit on the 4-star, but the 5-star, the wood and the fruit really combines well. So on the nose, I feel like neither the wood or the fruit is really standing up that much. They're both kind of balancing each other off. Let's go for the taste. Similar to the nose. The fruit and the wood at this point really balances themselves off. It's like I'm tasting some fruit and I'm tasting some wood. I'm tasting some fruit and I'm tasting some wood, and it's just like neither of the two really like comes to the forefront. So the fruity taste, cherries, maybe apricots, still some prunes in there, and then there's just a tobacco wood, just constant in the flavor profile. So honestly, I was I don't know if I was hoping or I was just thinking that there would be like a punch of something. But I think this rum is really the showstopper because it is so well balanced that you never get anything like hitting you in the throat. You know, it's not too dry that my jaws are like clenching, even though there's no sugar added. It's not too sweet. Conclusion. It's dry, it's fruity, it's woody, it's well balanced. How would I drink this? I would drink it neat. I would drink all of these drinks neat. So different kind of rums require a different setting. This rum is definitely a mixing rum, but it could be drunken neat. The 3-star is good. It's a nice sipping rum, everyday drinker type of rum. Reminds me a bit of the Dolly 12 year, the Dolly XO. Kind of reminds me of that type of finish. The 4-star, honestly, I think it's my favorite. It's just a bit more fruity. I like fruitier rums. Yeah, there's a bit of sweetness. To say some vanilla on that. But it's still dry, still a bit tannic. And then the 5-star is just really smooth, really well balanced. Nothing really jumps out to me. It just seems like everything was just kind of playing on an even playing field. So there you have it, Ron del Barrilito rums out of Puerto Rico. Great tasting rums. I could say all of them could sip. I would say it's a must-have. Is it a must-have? Which one is a must-have? All right, they're all a must-try. Definitely a must-try. 4-star for me is a must-have. I would love to have this in a full-size bottle on my shelf. The 5-star, $750. I don't know. It's a good rum. Never bought a rum for $750, but for those who do spend that kind of money on rums, I think they are really the ones to judge whether it's a must-have or not. To me, it's a good rum, well-balanced rum. Very smooth, and to know that there's no sugar added. It's all about the master blender. Which we did get to speak to the master blender whilst on the Florida Rum Society call, and he did explain to us, what it's all about, what he does. We spoke to him and his apprentice. Well, this guy, he seemed older guy, probably 60, 70, somewhere out there. So he's been doing this for a long time. But he did share his expertise with us. It was a very enjoyable virtual tasting. So these are the rum from Ron del Barrilito, and that's all I got for you. Jamie from Ready Set Rum, taking you around the world, 4 rums at a time. Cheers.